Most advice on following up doesn't work, but there is a way that not only gets you more clients, it has them coming to you. It's how I built a 7-figure business I love, and I am sharing some of my best tips with you today. But it wasn't always like this. I actually started my business following traditional advice, which led to some icky situations. Early on, I hired a sales coach. She was really good, but because I hadn't yet figured out my intuition, I did everything she told me to, like following up again and again with a potential client until she sent me a bitter email. She'd taken another coach's program and it had sucked. She asked, "Can you promise me yours won't be like that?" It puts you in an uncomfortable position. I have faith in my offerings, but you can't promise a magical fix to someone's problems. The truth is, I don't enjoy it when people follow up with me. Then why wouldn't I treat people the way I want to be treated? That's why I recommend getting clients in other ways. Like this crazy solution well-known marketer Neil Patel had when he was facing the problem that you might be familiar with: getting rejected. Unfortunately, it is just part of the process. But what makes you successful is what you do after. Like when Neil Patel just couldn't get in the door with the high-value corporate clients that he wanted. So he improved his approach by creating a free software to help them. After they saw how great his software was, they brought him in personally to work as a consultant. Now I know most of us don't have millions of dollars to make our own free software, but we can use that same idea because we can do the next best thing: free content. For example, I've built my 7-figure business over the last near decade, primarily by writing daily weekday emails. Regardless of the content form though, the strategy is the same. Build a relationship with your potential customers by treating them like a friend. Seriously, you're meeting up for coffee, a croissant, and a little gossip sesh. But you might be thinking, "Luisa, I can't actually take everyone in my audience to Starbucks." True, but you can take the spirit of friendship and apply it to your content. The best way? Ask yourself, what is one interesting thing that's happened to me today? Take how a relationship coaching client of mine transformed her guilty pleasure watching The Bachelor into a great piece of content. As she watched a particularly dramatic hot tub breakup scene, she realized most people don't find lasting relationships on reality dating shows because the format doesn't allow you to build a real connection. When she shared that with her audience, she added, "What I help you with as a relationship coach is building and deepening that connection that stands the test of time." It's easy and effective for you to do this with your own content. Share something fun and interesting that happened to you. Share your aha from it. Then tie it into what you do and how you can help, and give people a call to action if they want your help. You don't need to get any more complicated than that, because it comes down to this. As a service provider, you are the prize. What you're really selling is your uniqueness, talents, and skills. So when you find yourself worried about follow-up, zoom out and take a look at the big picture. If a potential customer really wants something, they will take responsibility to get it. Your job is simply to create content that invites them to come to you. But there is one exception. When you're starting out, traditional follow-up is almost inevitable because you don't have an existing audience. Like for my first ever group program launch, I reached out to a small group of people who might be interested. Unfortunately, I heard a lot of, "I gotta think about it," and "It's not the right time." It's frustrating and dejecting. I did not want to do any more follow-up, but if I didn't do something, I wasn't gonna make any sales. That's when I tried something different. That felt good to me. I call it a soft follow-up, and it's something you can start using today. I reached out to the individuals who had expressed interest in working with me, but my services weren't a good fit. I wanted to let you know about a new group program I'm launching. It covers a huge piece of what I go over in my one-on-one, but in a group setting. So the price is a lot lower. This gentler approach actually brought in 3 more sales because I placed myself top of mind at the right place and the right time. But once you start building your audience, there's another problem you've got to look out for that could potentially lead to missing out on a lot of sales. Someone says to you, "Not right now, but please let me know when your course is available." So you scribble it down on a Post-it note. Months later, your course launches and you've got so much on your plate, but you've probably forgotten all about that little note. In fact, your dog probably ate it. It's a boring part of business, but it's so crucial. Create a system to organize your leads. Earlier in your business, keep it as simple as possible, like just a Google spreadsheet. It can be just a column for the name, your first contact date, notes, when are you reaching back out. But this is where you stop and add intention to the next contact.
With all due respect, sir, I believe this is going to be our finest hour.
Because it's not just a blind follow-up. Ask yourself, what form would be best? Is it the targeted content route, like an email campaign? Is it a soft follow-up? Is it a free guide that helps pull them back into your loop? Put that on your Google Calendar. If you're an introvert like me, I know this next step is uncomfortable because you don't want to be pushy. But here's a mindset that helped me. Just treat it like another to-do, because if you're doing it thoughtfully, it sets your business up for success without compromising your values. But the good news is you're not always going to have to follow up. High five to that. As you grow, your business will reach a point where your systems take over. Even if that feels so far away right now, let me call out this guy you might know, who started, like all of us, from scratch by making videos on his family's wine business. Early on, he personally responded to every single comment and he hustled hard. But here's what's gonna happen for you too, so don't give up. His consistency grew a loyal audience who started sharing his content. That snowballed to the tune of over 4 million subscribers now. I like to think of this as content 2.0. It's the reason why I don't have to follow up at all now. I get to focus all my time on working with my team to create amazing content, which is what I love. The traffic comes in, people are looped into my systems, and sales happen naturally. But I know that might sound too easy. There must be a catch, right? Actually, your business doesn't need to feel hard to be successful. That's why it's so important to pick a format that you enjoy. My favorite is email, because building a list gives you control over communicating with your own audience. But you can choose the platform that works best for you. Like how Sophie Nistico used Instagram and TikTok to build a multi-million-dollar business. In fact, when she went on Shark Tank, Mark Cuban rejected her. He said, "You are already making a boatload of money. Be who you are to your community and you will grow with it." It's not easy, but it is simple. Focus on sharing your best content and make sure what you've got to sell is clear. But that selling part is key because you gotta have sales. That's why in this next video, I share exactly what might be keeping you from getting clients and how to fix it to get those sales. I'll see you there so we can help you get more clients.